Hey everybody, Bill from Iowa. So it's been a interesting weekend, right? Uh, Busy weekend. Sunday morning, still got a lot of work to do, but we'll get that taken care of. So, a lot of you guys know I'm a kind of a prepper guy, survivalist type guy. We got cabin in the woods. We do survival challenges, homestead, all that stuff. But a lot of folks probably don't realize, and this message is going out on the Facebook page and this other page. Bill's a member of the Iowa Survivalist and Prepper Facebook page and has been for a couple of years. Found that page a couple of years ago and I thought, this is interesting. I've been doing Bill from Iowa videos forever. I put a video up every other day and have enough content to keep that page going for a couple of years. So over the course of the last year, I've been just watching this steady decline in activity on that page, which really surprises me considering the position we're in, currently in the world. I mean, let's face it. A week ago, America and Israel started bombing Iran. A week later, people are worried that there's Iran sleeper cells, in the country that could be activated, and to see a prepper page or survivalist page that is declining in activity just didn't seem right to me. So I'm here to announce, because this prepper page has the entire state of Iowa broke up into zones, but I'm here to announce that Bill from Iowa is, as of yesterday morning, is the leader of Zone 7 on the Facebook Iowa Prepper page, Prepper and Survivalist page. Now, what does that mean? There's 6,000 members in this group over the entire state, and each zone, and I believe there's 7 of them, each zone has a leader. And the leader's job is to motivate people, build relationships, earn trust, put together some meet and greets, so that we can get folks with a similar mindset together, meet each other, and do just what I said earlier, build relationships and earn trust, pass knowledge, just get the lifestyle out there, and build that community, and it's a community that in this day and age, we need desperately. In my mind's eye, there's 2 kinds of preppers, right? 2 kinds of survivalists. You're the gray man. You're the, hey, I'm going to hunker down. I'm going to keep my head, keep out of the crossfire. People aren't even going to know I'm around, and that's great. If you live in Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, the Montana, you can find places where you can just disappear. Nobody's ever going to find you. But we don't live in those places. We live in Iowa. I'm sitting in my pickup truck right now, and we're right on the edge of town, and all I see is homes and buildings and, people, even in rural Louisa County, there's people everywhere. So the idea that you're just going to be able to hunker down and do it by yourself, yeah, you might be able to get away with that if you dig a hole in the ground and never come out. But the reality is there's safety in numbers, right? And those numbers begin by building relationships, finding people with the same mindset that you have. It's not always going to be perfect, but working towards a common goal and coming together to build those relationships, pass on that knowledge. I've been doing this since 2000, right? But there's still things I don't know. I can't, other than morel mushrooms and chicken of the woods, I can't walk out in the timber and forage to feed my family. But there's people out there that have that knowledge. My sister is one of them. I have a supervisor, Teresa Peterson. She's on the Iowa Prepper page. She's one of them. I medically, I can give you an aspirin, I can clean a wound, I could probably sew one up, but I don't have a huge amount of medical knowledge. But you know what? There's people out there that do. There's nurses on this page. I've got 2 nurses in my family. Tactical. Bill was never in the military. Bill's never been a guy asked me yesterday, have you ever been in STAC? No, I've never been in STAC. Bill Clinton wouldn't let me into the military when I wanted to go. But I know people that have, I've got a buddy of mine that's going to be a co-leader of this group. And Brian's retired Army, combat veteran officer. I know people that can help me with, organizing, gun safety, firearm training, and for a select group of folks that are interested, learning how to do a stack, learn how to clear a building, learning how to, move in the woods as a squad. I don't know how to do that, but Brian does, so I guess it's one of those deals where you can sit there and get frustrated in a time in our country when we should all be coming together and becoming stronger as a group. And you can sit there and be frustrated when you're seeing activity on a page like that dwindle, when in all reality it should be increasing, because, God help us if, there's actually a shit hitting the fan scenario in the United States. But I feel like we're probably as close as we've ever been. If something happens, hopefully my family will be fine. If nothing happens, that's even better. I feel sorry for my grandkids and my kids that'll have to clean out the house with all that stuff that's currently in there. But, yeah, so that's the announcement. Bill from Iowa, leader of Zone 7. For those of you that are watching this on the Iowa Prepper page, we need a Zone 6, we need a Zone 2, and I think a 3B leader. So if you're interested, reach out to myself or Marco. We're going to try to get this group active, motivated, and moving forward over the course of the next couple of months. There are going to be some group meetings in Zone 7. I think at some point in May, we'll have a weekend camp out at Lake Odessa. More to follow on that. Literally, I just started this journey less than 24 hours ago. So, hope everybody's having a great weekend. The sun's out. Can you imagine that? We have sun. The wind's still blowing 100 miles an hour. I guess I should have put that wind turbine up last fall, but it's still sitting in a box. It's Bill from Iowa. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later.